And it's going for pretty good, did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I was gonna maybe hit it one more time before the winter hits.
Yeah, but I had seen where he's at, and he said some patient, they were shooting at it somewhere. Cool, I don't know, but pretty nice, I'm not sure where he's at.
Well, I got invited to go to the Philippines,
Did you?
and it was gonna cost me about 8 grand, 9 grand to go to the Philippines. I asked my wife if she wanted to go along, of course, that would cost me another 8. But she had no desire to go to the Philippines. So I said to her, I said, well, how about if we go to Thailand for a couple weeks? Big diet there. You know, I'm not going to the Orient. I said, fine. I said, would you go to Hawaii for 2 weeks? No. I said, okay. So I sat down the other day. Yeah, I sat down the other day and she says, what are you doing? I said, I'm booking airline tickets. She says, well, where are you going? I said, well, you got about 20 minutes to make up your mind. If you're going with me, we'll go to Hawaii. Other than that, I'll go to the Philippines because I don't give a shit. I'm just gone. Well, I guess I'll go to Hawaii. Okay,
So they're going to
so
Hawaii.
we're going to Hawaii.
Sounds like being my wife, state fair. So I thought concentrate, so I was taking my daughter to a show on Friday night, first night. And something came up, they had football, and they went in patients and my son was out of the phone. The regular school, I had 2 tickets, for some help from the phone. Said, I'm going by yourself. Yeah, I'm a big boy, I can take care of myself. Wow, why are you going? I said, I'm not wasting 2 tickets, I mean. I eat one of them, I'll eat one of them. She goes, no, I've been saying for years, and I don't want to go to the state fair. And get a corn dog, fun cake, but there were a couple bags that were pretty good this year, so what do you want to see? Because well, I'm going to see, that's what I've heard of Leonard Skinner. So I'm seeing, I get online, I said, Leonard Skinner has seats for Monday night. In the handicap areas, will you in the wheelchair, will you right in there for the show? You want to go? Well, how's your tickets? I said, what difference does it make?
Yeah. Do you want to go or not?
I can't the tickets, you wanna go, you get 9 minutes, well, I don't know, it sounds like it'd be kind of fun, but I just don't know, I said. I've got 6 minutes, do you wanna go? Well, I guess so, so I had ordered, so they.
These doors are not locked.
Oh, they're locked,
They were when I came in.
so they, so we get there, of course. She gets her funnel cake, she gets her corn dog, she's happy. There to see her, one of her favorite all-time bands. Gotta get a t-shirt. The greatest. They only had one, we're supposed to have like 2 things set up for t-shirts, they only had one, and the line is like humongous, so we're about halfway through, and it just opens up and just pours. And I had a poncho for her, I'm standing there just getting drenched, but she got her on her scared t-shirt. She got to she got to be able to stand up on a handrail and wave and do her thing, and afterwards she said, it was almost dead, but it was a Monday night. She goes, well, there's still a corn dog place, can I get a corn dog? You want another corn dog, you can have another corn dog. But then I'm ready to go, because I gotta leave work 7:15, so 7:30.
Yes, the old guy.
No, I'm sitting there, Susan's laughing, I'm like. Oh, you're so neat.
I thought he died like 7 times already, but he's still there.
Well, I wanted, so what I wanted to do, I was wanting my husband to surprise me because he's gonna be in Minneapolis Friday night. And then the Eagles are playing the Vikings on Sunday, and I'm like, that would just be such a dream weekend.
I haven't told my wife I'm going to take a week from Saturday.
You never do it till you're about ready to go get on the plane.
2-3 days before, I ain't going to Kansas in 5 days.
I did.
Yeah, right. And see, you met my wife. She's of Indian descent.
I was not gonna say a word.
She's of Indian descent. We call her 2-wheel. You might know why.
I told her, I said, I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody, she ratted herself out, so
And she just couldn't stand it.
that's all right. Just, I admire the hustle. We'll put it that way. I didn't know I was talking to until I saw her license. You're just in the wrong place. I don't, you know what I mean? If you're not like in the right place, I can't figure out who you are. Like if I saw you at a Walmart, I'd probably look 3 or 4 times at you, thinking, I know that guy. You know?
I think the Hawaiian shirt might give me away.
Yeah, there's that part, but
But no, I know exactly what you're saying.
That's funny. Oh, well. That's all right.
It looks like you're gonna get a temporary guy to help you out.
More like a volunteer really is what it is. And, be honest, it's a Band-Aid on a compound fracture. I have the potential to lose 4 by it. So we'll see what we can do.
Well, I mean, somewhere along the line, we gotta hire someone.
Yeah, and, you know, you can't, once the spot opens, then you know, we get to wait till tenants react. Just takes a long time, so hopefully this helps bridge again.
Well, you would just hope to think, I would like to see us just add an extra person, and we aren't just always on the cusp of panic.
I'm always panic.
Well, I know, but it makes for a shitty work environment when you're just living stress day to day.
I would say bring them up in the goal setting session.
Well, I tried to bring it up last year.
Well, last year got shot down. I ain't gonna talk about it this year, so I think it's gonna be.
Going to Oahu, Hawaii and the Big Island. Gonna go scuba diving at least on 2 of the islands.
But yeah, so please, say yes to him. He's a good dude. Have you met Brian Taylor before?
I don't know if I see him, I'm like you, if I see somebody, I might recognize them at names.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good egg. You're gonna take, on YouTube.
We're not lagging, are we?
Yeah, we're lying.
Oh, we are.
I just figured I'd share because I know you're
You
usually
can't
muted.
hear,
until-
yeah. Usually you can't hear unless you're using the
Oh,
microphone.
that's true.
Hello, Allison, can you hear me?
Just in case you shared anything personal, make sure that
So now everybody ready to go on.
Oh, there we go.
And,
Not going this year, going next year, going in August. I wanna wait till typhoon season.
That's the wrong time of year to go here.
It is, but
If he's underwater, he doesn't care what. Yeah, yeah.
I'm limited to when I can go with teaching.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
So I've already booked a trip to Jamaica in March, so
Oh, that's cool.
over spring break.
That's cool.
And I gotta go before the summer of 27, because I'm going to Europe for 2 to 3 months.
Really? Oh, where are you going?
Well, I'm
We
going-
got you from, I think all city council people are high rollers.
I'm looking at flying into like Uzbekistan, catching a bus.
Eastern Europe.
There's a lot of places that I wanna go all the way from Norway down to Italy. I'm just gonna go and be there as long as it takes to go roam around and see what I wanna see.
That's a good way to go broke, ain't it?
Those mics are on, that might be
What do you have on today? This one?
cheaper, yeah, both of them.
Just like you said. You want them, was it any good?
No, you can turn it. Well, actually, I didn't have cheapers, then I had a lot of.
Good evening. The time is 6 p.m. I will call to order the Huxley City Council, and we are streaming live on YouTube. Need a motion to approve, roll call, please.
Roberts. Here. Etcher.
Here.
Rigler.
Here.
Mulder. Murphy.
Here.
Need a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Roberts.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Rigler. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please respond with aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now is the time in the agenda for public comment. Anybody wishing to address council this evening is certainly welcome to. Just ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes in length and start with an introduction, your name and address. If you're wishing to speak on the work session item, I'll give you an opportunity during work session to speak on that particular item. But if there's anything else, agenda or otherwise you wish to address us on, now would be the time. Thank you very much. Just ask that you start with your name and address, please.
On? It's green. Okay. Amy Baker, 1011 Highway 69. I just wanted it to be stated on public record that we have not come to any agreement with the Heron residents about putting a fence across our driveway. We have not had any discussions with them, and it's not something that we've agreed to. So that was all.
Appreciate your comments this evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Dylan Klein with the Ames Ames Regional Economic, Ames, who am I from? The Alliance, we'll say that. And I just wanted, so 304 Main Street in Ames, and I just wanted to voice our support for the Finsky's application that you will be viewing this evening and discussing for the grant for equipment for their business. I came in towards the end of that process. David and Brenda had done all the hard work, so I get to stand up here and say we support that, and we hope you will as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Anybody else wishing to be heard this evening? Last chance. Seeing no one rise, we will move on. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Give you a motion.
Motion by Roberts.
Second.
Second by Etcher. There are quite a few items on here this evening, but they are routine items. They do. We are with this hiring a reserve police officer and hiring a grounds maintenance, building and grounds maintenance individual as well. So, any further questions or comments on the consent agenda?
Just a quick note, just so you get clarification on the alcohol permit. So Susan France had applied for a 5-day alcohol permit for the spooktacular that'll happen on the 25th. She put an application for 101 rail, and she put an application in for here. When she put the application in for rail, she put the wrong percentage for Jonathan's ownership. Instead of 49, she put 41. So that's why you've got the amendment between the two, was they caught it and said that she had to get that fixed. So that's why you've got 3 separate ones there to get that cleaned up. But that would allow her to either serve alcohol down at the trail for the spooktacular, or if it's the weather's bad and it's raining, it would happen in the safe room.
Okay. Thank you, David. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Roberts.
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes.
Mulder.
Yes.
Rigler.
Yes.
Etcher.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving along, item 5A this evening, I need a motion to approve resolution 25094. It's a resolution providing for the notice of hearing on a proposed amendment to the revitalization plan for the Huxley Urban Revitalization Area. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Etcher,
Give you a second.
second by Mr. Murphy. Any questions on this item or comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Okay, item 5B this evening is a motion to approve resolution 25095, approving the Anthem Plat 2, lots 1 and 2. It's the Quick Star Private Drive Site Plan. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, Mr. Etcher,
I'll offer a second.
second by Mr. Rigler. This was, of course, included in the packet. Are there any questions or comments?
I would just note that this went to P and Z. Quick Start came to Chris a while back, and then they met with city staff back in July. And there were some requirements that Chris had to meet, and one of those was to have this through P and Z and through council for the approval of him putting in the private drive by today. So with this, that just kind of keeps his process going, and that they'll continue to work with Chris to hopefully have a store built here. And I believe timeframe was like 27, I think, is when they were committed to coming to town. So
Yeah, I have to have the road constructed by, I think it's June next year, but I have to have the plans approved tonight, hopefully.
The construction one.
Construction plans.
The
approved
site
tonight,
plan.
yeah, or site plan up this road, yeah, so.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, any questions? Comments? Roll call, please.
Etcher,
yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Okay, moving along. Item 5C this evening is a motion to approve resolution 25096. It's approving and accepting perpetual recreational trail easement and offer to donate from Travis and Amy Baker. Need a motion.
I'll give you a motion.
Motion, Mr. Murphy,
second.
second by Ms. Roberts. Any questions or comments?
I would just note that this is some of the last paperwork that we need to submit. Our project for the Highway 69 trail to the north, which will connect just north of Flight and the landing down to 69. Everything has to be turned in by October 21st. And this is anticipated to be let in January of 26 and hopefully constructed next spring.
Okay, thank you. Who's doing the design on that, Dave?
V&K, we've been working with Will Weber for months now. I mean, it's been a long process. We've had a lot of back and forth. There've been a lot of back and forth with folks from the DOT and various organizations like SHPO to sign off. So, but we're there and we're ready to kind of cross that finish line and get it submitted. And I want to thank the Bakers for working with the city, providing that easement for the trail as well as donating that. So.
Right.
Thanks. What was the date again? June? Starting in?
No, the project will be a DOT lighting in January of 26. I don't know the date yet. It's scheduled for a January 26 lighting.
Probably spring construction that would be.
Probably spring construction is what we're hoping. Yes.
Thank you very much. Any further comments or questions?
I had a quick question, and I don't know if I should address it to Travis or Dave. I know it kind of came at a funny angle, the trajectory on the north end, and we had walked it at one point. Did they get that sorted out? I see there's a little bend or curvature in the projection here, but it's just a line drawing, but that satisfies you guys on the east end?
Yeah, they came on site and put a bit of thorough, yeah, I think it's.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know if we can address either, but I just want to thank the Bakers for, I know you've been working on this for a long time and making sure we didn't plant trees and stuff in the way that you'd have to tear out later. So I appreciate that.
Thank you for those comments. Hearing no other comments, roll call, please.
Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Yes.
Etcher, Roberts. Yes.
Okay, moving along. Item 5D this evening is approval of ordinance 550. It's an ordinance amending the code of ordinances for the city of Huxley by adding subsection 165.3110 relating to accessory dwelling units to comply with a change to the state code. This is the second reading. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, Mr. Etcher.
I'll give you a second.
Second, Mr. Murphy. Questions, comments? Hearing none. Roll call on the second reading, please.
Mr. Mayor. I did just want to provide, there was a question, is that from me? Okay, there was a question during the first reading about what was the requirement of foundations for mobile homes otherwise in the code. I did take a look at that. The city code for manufactured homes or mobile homes that live in a community, there is not any requirement for a permanent foundation, but your code does require that if they exist outside of a mobile home park, they are required to have the same type of permanent foundation. So the language actually mirrors the language that is proposed in this section.
I appreciate that research, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Any further questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
We do have the opportunity to waive the third reading of this. If somebody would like to make a motion to suspend the rules and waive the third reading.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, Mr. Etcher.
Second.
Second, Mr. Murphy. This will take a 4/5 vote. Roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Okay, now I need a motion on the third reading of ordinance number 550.
I'll offer a motion.
Motion, Mr. Rigler.
Second.
Second, Mr. Etcher. Roll call, please.
Rigler,
Yes.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder.
Yes.
Okay, moving along. Item 5E this evening is an approving ordinance number 551. It's an ordinance amending the code of Huxley ordinances by amending chapter 165, subsection 43. It's a Board of Adjustment relating to the amendment of the variance language. And again, this is to comply with a change to the state code. This is the second reading. Need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Etcher.
Second.
Second, Murphy. Any questions? Comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Okay, that was the second reading. And again, I would entertain a motion to suspend the rules and waive the third reading.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Etcher. Second by Mr. Mulder. Again, this will take a 4/5 vote. Roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Okay, now I need a motion on the third reading of ordinance number 551 regarding the Board of Adjustment variance language.
I'll offer a motion.
Motion by Rigler,
Second.
second by Etcher. Comments? Roll call, please.
Rigler,
Yes.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts. Yes. Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
All right, moving along. Item 5F this evening is approving ordinance number 552. It's an ordinance amending the code of ordinances for the city of Huxley by amending chapters 15 and 17. This is in reference to the compensation for council and mayor. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Roberts.
Second.
Second by Mr. Etcher. Comments, discussion.
I don't have any, it was my motion, my idea. I just want to be very transparent and visible about that, about raising the salary to 125 for council members. Hasn't been raised in over 12 years.
Okay. Fair enough. Roll call, please.
Roberts,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder. Rigler,
Yes.
Etcher,
Yes.
Thank you. That was just the first reading. The second and third readings will be at future meetings. Next is approving ordinance number 553. It's an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances for the City of Huxley by amending chapters 151 regarding trees and 168, the landscape plan review. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Etcher. Second by Mr. Mulder. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes.
Thank you. And again, that was just the first of three readings. Moving along, item 5H is approval of an encroachment agreement for Lot 2, Westview Heights Plat 2 in the city of Huxley. Need a motion on this.
I'll give you a motion.
We have a motion by Mr. Murphy. Gets us halfway to discussion. Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Etcher. Okay. Dave, you want to give us a brief overview on this one, please?
Yep. Shortly after, we've all had the discussion regarding the drive going into the former Randy Schaefer property and then the current Baker property. The Herons have been here on multiple occasions. The Bakers have been here multiple occasions. I believe it was a meeting, I don't remember if it was June or July. It's been a little while. Council opted not to approve something, and I think the hope was that the neighbors would try to get it worked out. I think is how that was left. If memory serves me, and I could be wrong, there's been a lot going on in the last few months. The Herons submitted a fence permit that would put in 2 gates and run the fence to the far east side of the drive that currently serves the Baker property. I looked at it for a little while. I visited with our city attorney, and we felt like really the only way to approve that fence being built would be if council would support approving an encroachment agreement. It was kind of Aaron's idea. I kind of liked it. We talked about it multiple times and just have finally brought it to you for consideration.
Okay, thank you for that. Council, I think you're all pretty well advised on this. Any further questions or comments before I ask for roll call?
Aaron, what's the idea behind this encroachment agreement? What's the gist of what?
Yep. So the idea is, so you have an easement agreement that has traveled through to current property owners. That easement provides that there cannot be any obstructions in that easement area. And so what's being asked by the building of the fence and the gates is to have obstructions in the easement area. And Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think both the fence and the gates are within the easement area. Is that correct? Okay.
That is correct.
So the idea with the encroachment agreement is that you would allow this as an encroachment, which is technically prohibited under your easement, but then there's additional measures that are put on that agreement, including if the city needs to access that easement area, if they need it removed for any kind of city business, that they could do that, but it would be at the property owner's expense.
So how's this gonna affect the bakers with traveling to there if we got a gate and a fence across there? Would it basically bar them from going across?
So my understanding, and Dave, I know you've had additional conversations with the Herons. My understanding is that there would be a keypad and there would be that the bakers would be provided with the entry key. No?
I think the last I recalled was it was going to be keys,
Okay.
and they would provide keys to the city And the last conversation was they would provide a key to the bakers until they worked something out.
Okay.
It's kind of the gist of the email that I received.
And is that in writing?
It's in an email.
I know, but is it in legal writing? That my fear is they've come to council. We've heard this thing in council how many times now? And I understand that there is a dispute going on, but this almost looks like a workaround to a dispute. That if they say, okay, we give them the right to put the fence in and they don't give somebody a key, then they in essence have locked somebody out of going across there. If we have nothing in writing to show that there's a legal right to cross. And I thought the way we left it as council was that it was gonna go to a civil aspect to get worked out between the two parties. And it sounds like we're putting ourselves right in the middle of a civil dispute again.
Oh, I think that was kind of the intent, was council was hoping that it would be worked out between the neighbors. But when this was presented, this was the only option that I could find, that council's either gonna grant them the encroachment or they're not gonna grant it. And if you don't grant it, it's gonna require them to work with the neighbors to come to a solution if they want to fence something.
But if I'm correct in what I'm hearing now, I'm hearing that with this encroachment agreement, there is no guarantee that they just wouldn't lock the gates and won't let people through, and then it'd be a done deal.
All I have is an email stating it. That's all I have, John.
Yeah, I mean, I would envision, we could add that as a term to this document if you would like to do that. We could certainly put that as an additional term. We want to be cautious in how we frame that, of who is all getting access. Because I think to approve it while knowing that there's still a private dispute, I think there was going to be, again, it's going to circulate back. There's going to be more issues if we are requiring that as part of this document.
Mr. Murphy, it is your motion. You can certainly let the motion lie as it is. You can move to amend that motion to include some additional language, or you could move to table. How do you wish to proceed?
I think at this point, we vote on the motion
As proposed.
as proposed.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If we're still open for discussion, I guess one of the things that I was trying to clarify is if there was an illustration or something, because I'm trying to visualize this and where it was, that you had asked the question, which is, I think, what was on everyone's mind. Does this obstruct you guys from being able to get through? If there's some sort of compromise, I'm trying to think orientation wise. On the east side of their property line, they were concerned about hazards and a pond.
That's on the west side.
West side.
It would be the west side. So if you were to drive in off of Centennial, they were proposing, so there, as you get back behind those houses that you're kind of going through for that drive, they were going to put a gate back there. There would be a fence that would run along the east side of that gravel, and then another gate up, probably close to where that turns to go into the Bakers, or maybe just a little further past that, but it would be fenced.
So
I think the gate would be there.
it'd be a gate on their north side of their property where the road comes in. And then the fence would run along that tree line
Then
to the
another
east side of the gravel.
And then another gate.
And then another gate when you get down to the Baker's end of the drive, if that's the way I'm understanding
Yeah,
it.
that's the way I took the drawing.
Yeah, originally I was gonna bring up tabling it until we knew that it wasn't an obstruction in that way, but if that's how it's interpreted, it was your motion, John, so I'll default back towards you.
My only comment, and I've said it before, is this was always been their driveway. It was always intended to be their driveway ever since the development went in, so I'm opposed to supporting any type of fence, blockage, whatever. I think the city needs to stay out of it. It's always been the Baker's driveway, previously the Schaefer's driveway.
Okay, with that, the motion is for approval, so a yes vote would approve. Roll call, please.
Murphy,
No,
Mulder,
No.
Rigler,
Yeah, and I actually want to abstain. I feel like I actually don't have the information to make a decision one way or another.
Etcher,
No.
Roberts,
No,
Okay, the motion fails. Moving along this evening, 5I is a motion to approve an economic development business support program application for Jennifer Finch and Steve Perlowski of the Finskis project.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Etcher,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Rigler. The economic development folks spoke on this earlier, and there was information included in our packet. Is there any additional information, or Dave, you want to give it?
Yeah, I would just note, I met Jennifer, well, I believe they came to the breakfast we had last November. So I think around February, I think it's the first time that I met Jennifer and Steve. They had reached out to Brenda, so we met and we kind of talked about the grant application, and they've been working with Chris to locate out in one of the new strip centers there in Anthem. And what they were looking for, since they don't own the building, they were looking for some assistance on the purchase of the equipment that's going to be necessary to operate the restaurant. Within their application, you can see they put a considerable amount of their own money into it. The bank loan has been approved. Actually, the banker said that money is in their account. I did see the one thing that I was waiting for before I brought this to council is I wanted to make sure that there was a lease for at least 3 to 5 years. They actually have a 5-year lease with Chris, which I did not include in the packet. I think that's just something that I wanted to make sure that was there. I think they have 3 subsequent renewals that they can do with that. So I feel pretty good about this. I know they're excited to get started, and I think they'll be a good addition to the community. So I think that's one of the things that this grant was kind of set up for, was to help get some new businesses started, or to keep some existing ones that want to expand or improve their building, because this grant had a lot of different options of how you could use those matching dollars. And I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you may have.
Okay, again, there's quite a bit of information in the packet on this, so I'm not hearing any additional questions. So I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Etcher,
Yes.
Roberts,
yes,
Murphy,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Rigler,
Yes. Thank you very much. That's our first grant since we launched this program. I know we've got a couple more in the works, so hopefully you'll start seeing a few more of those come before you here in the very near future.
Great. Moving along, item 6 this evening is reports. Are there any department reports need to highlight? Seen any? Okay, moving along, Forrest.
Heather's declining. The splash pad was winterized last week, and that went very well. And we have a little bit of cleanup to get it completed here later this month, and expect that to be coming before the council for final acceptance at the one of the November meetings.
Thank you, Forrest. Aaron.
Nothing for me this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Barb.
We did receive the bond proceeds for the Public Works building. Working with iPay, we put those into treasury notes and laddered them. And they are projecting we should see about $125,000 in interest on those bonds.
Thank you, David.
I would just note, we had submitted the application regarding the Brendel and Clark annexation down to City Development Board. I think it was back in July. We had the issue with the DOT land. We've kind of worked through that process. We had everything submitted. Dylan and I went down to the City Development Board meeting last Wednesday in Des Moines. We were kind of the first one on the docket, with it being a voluntary. Their staff said all of our paperwork, met all the requirements. We met all the legal guidelines. They were recommending approval. The board allowed Dylan and I both to make a couple statements. I know Leanne Harder was on via Zoom. She didn't make a comment. I did thank Story County, and I thanked our neighbors to the East Cambridge for providing the support letters and stuff that we needed for that to make it go smooth. They did approve that. We have a 30-day waiting period for it to become official. So hopefully around the 8th or 9th of November, that annexation will be official. We're currently working on setting up the next annexation out at 560th and First. We'll have that'll be coming before you here in the very near future. We have several rezoning applications that are in, and in our discussion with Project Lion the other day, we anticipate getting their site plan should be coming forth very soon to go through staff for review. And they're looking to get that done as well as the rezoning on their property. So we'll be busy the next few months. But I did want to let you know, I'll have the council packets ready and out for your next meeting, but I will not be in attendance at your next meeting. I'll be attending the ICMA conference down in Tampa, the 25th through the 29th. I will be available by cell phone, and you all have that number, so, but I'll send you a reminder.
Okay, thank you, David. Mr. Murphy,
Nothing for me tonight.
Mr. Mulder. Thanks, sir.
Nothing for me.
Etcher. Roberts.
Thank you.
Okay. That will conclude our regular business for this evening. We do have a work session with one item on it, and that's regarding the 28E agreement with the Ames Resource Recovery Plant. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item this evening? Okay, seeing no one rise. I had brought this forward to council a number of months ago, maybe 3-4 months ago. The writing was on the wall. Ames Resource Recovery Plant will no longer be burning refuse. It's a process that doesn't work with their current setup, with their current boilers, et cetera. So they'll be decommissioning that whole process and instead be building a new transfer station out in East Ames. They'll still separate and pack stuff up as best they can, and then truck it over to Jefferson to the landfill there. Carroll, West somewhere. With that, there'll be a considerable expense to build that new processing facility. They'll be bonding for that or borrowing money of some sort. And to make that work, they're looking to renew our commitment to the 28E agreement we've got through 2034, I believe. With that, tipping fees will be going up approximately 27%. I don't know the bottom line impact to your garbage bill as a result of that, because I don't know how much of the input cost is tipping fees, but your garbage bill will go up. It's inevitable. I can't tell you how much. So I'm just looking for some general direction from council on this. Certainly Huxley does not have to renew this agreement. We could contract with a private hauler if we wished. We could, I guess, go some other direction, but this will need to come together relatively quickly. So if there's a significant objection to this, I guess I'd rather know that now than later, because we're really going to be in a corner later. 2 other points. There is a informational meeting about this on the 16th, so Thursday, in Ames at the City Council Chambers, Thursday, October 16th from 6:30 to 8. So if you'd like some additional information or want some straight answers right from Ames, they'll be able to provide those to you at that time. Secondarily, this would be an opportunity for Huxley to potentially look at some additional recycling opportunities. I know that Ames will be looking at that as well, whether that's cardboard or in the past we've talked about trees, leaves, grass, that type of recycling as well, to reduce the garbage stream, which ultimately reduces your garbage going to Ames. So I guess that's really just kind of an informational thing at this point tonight. If you've got some concerns or reservations about moving forward with the 28E agreement, if you don't mind, I'd love to hear them at this time. Again, just so we can go a different direction.
What's your date? What's the due date on the 2080?
Remember, Dave?
It's sooner rather than later. I just don't remember.
I'm sorry, they would be seeking to extend the partnership through 2047, so it'd be a 20-year commitment. Currently, it expires in 2034, but that wouldn't work for them. It's got to go through 2047 to secure the finance, presumably.
Is there any possibility we get in with the east of Southeast Polk, the landfill over there?
I call it the Metro West.
Yeah, the Metro West.
Yeah. It's possible. So we as a community would need to contract with them to take all of our waste. Communities don't contract with, 5 different garbage companies and let them haul it wherever they want. A community needs to have an agreement with a state landfill. So you absolutely, we could reach out to Metro West.
So the reason I asked, I'm sorry,
Yep.
the reason I asked was I know that the garbage guys take over to there to Grimes. And I know that Ankeny Sanitation also takes over there and then they go to the landfill from there. So we have 2 of our current people that are taking garbage from the community that are possibly going to that area for different communities. So yeah, so like when they go to Ankeny, they go to Metro. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so, but they also serve this community. So it's the same trucks. They're doing the same routes. I mean, would it be cheaper to do that if we could?
I don't know the answer to the cost aspect of that, Rory. I know the city of Ames did reach out to Metro West or whatever that Metro East landfill and tried to negotiate with them, taking all of Story counties or Ames and surrounding communities refuse, and it was more economical to take it over to Carroll. Or the decision was made to take it to Carroll. Maybe Metro East wasn't interested. I don't know the finer points there, but certainly we can. I don't know the pros and cons of that, I guess.
I don't know, Dave, it might be just give them a call and see if this was a possibility for Huxley. And Cambridge, I mean, because I don't know, because I can see them saying no to, because it was such a big community, the county, but they might take on smaller communities and we could do a contract with them, cheaper contract for a 20-year contract.
Certainly could. I don't know. We're kind of committed then at that point, right? And I don't know that Ames, after we don't agree to help build their facility, would be too interested in taking us back on. I don't know that they wouldn't, but there's a dynamic there that would need to be considered. We don't really have a plan B. Like plan B is if Metro West says after 20 years, they're not taking us anymore. Well, now you're going to Carroll and that's just be crazy. So it doesn't hurt to ask a question. I'm not opposed to that at all, but there's kind of some long-term things at play with that, I guess.
I would agree with Rory, though, that I'd like to see options. I'm not real thrilled about just signing on to Ames because it's Ames. I mean, I think we need to do our due diligence and say, is there other options out there? And I understand there's pros and cons with every decision, but I definitely feel a little bit better about making a decision if I had all the information.
And Dave, maybe you can speak to this from other communities you've worked in, but when negotiating those contracts, is there a competitive advantage to having, I can't remember what Ames Collective had, but it was several of the Story County communities. In my mind, I'm assuming they're negotiating a better rate, but to Rory's point, Huxley produced a lot less trash than Ames, so maybe it's not advantageous for us at our size. Do you know, or from your experience, is there a competitive advantage one way or another?
I would think, most of the communities in Story County, I believe, have contracted with Ames for almost 50 years now. I think that was built in the late 70s, if I'm not mistaken. When I was in Nevada, we looked at doing something different. We ended up staying there. And some of the other areas, I've had where we've been the hauler for the community. So we've hauled and take it to where we were you know, we had our deal, but here we have 4 different vendors that basically provide that service, but I'm certainly happy to reach out to the Metro landfill and just see if that is a possibility. I can't tell you if it's a better deal or not, but I'm certainly willing to have that conversation with them.
I didn't know if you had got EOA and negotiating. 11 cities.
Well, the quantity and I don't remember what it was. Wasn't it something like, how was it 95 million? I'm trying to think of the tonnage that
Oh.
it's, I mean, it's an incredible amount that comes, and I think that's why they had the deal they had with Boone for a long time. But then when Boone started to run out of space, they just said, we're kind of done, our contract's coming up, but Carroll must have a lot of space.
So when we're asking about that too, we can't just think trash, we have to think construction debris and everything, right? Like, where are we gonna go for that? So you wanna factor all those questions in.
Yeah, and the difficulty is, and again, we should get the answers. The more information, the better. The difficulty Dave will have is he knows what the tipping fee is in Ames. He can get a potential tipping fee at Metro East. He's not going to know the ultimate effect to your garbage bill, because it's going to cost more, presumably in trucking costs, to get to Metro East versus Ames. And then what percent that tipping fee is. So again, let's get the information, but I don't know how to equate that to your bill.
But the travel fee would be less than Carroll to go over to there.
That's correct. So you're absolutely correct. So the plan with this new plant in Ames is they'll grind it up, compact it, and take it over in semis. But you're correct. There's a trucking cost. Correct. Yes.
Well, their per capita is projected to be the same as what the per capita has been for a number of years. The only thing that's going up is the tipping fee that the city of Ames will have to pay, or the haulers will have to pay well, if our trash is being taken to the transfer station, then it's all being hauled by Ames. And I think they said, if I remember right, they would be paying about $20 a ton more. I think it was going up from like 75 a ton to 95 a ton to take it to Carroll. So, but the per capita charge, which is what the city has always paid for its residents, we pay that out of, I think, local option. We just budget that 35, 40,000 or whatever it is, but they said that fee would remain the same, at least according for several of the years, if I remember that initial letter that came there.
And I'm not opposed to looking, but you have to think too, like how much is Ankeny growing? How much is, all those people are going that way? And Ames is pretty much landlocked, right? I don't know, we just want to ask all the right questions. So debris, tires everywhere, where you can take everything, not just our garbage too. So if we don't go with Ames, then we can't use any facilities that way, and we have to rely on Metro East for everything else. And will they take that?
Yep. So if you could track that down, Dave. Additionally, will Metro East mandate some recycling of some sort? I don't know. It's just, again, a question. So again, just informational this evening. Staff tracked down some answers for us. And again, there's that informational meeting Thursday night, 2 nights from now, Ames City Council chambers from 6:30 until 8. And I would encourage council members to, as well as the public, to attend and ask any questions you may have. So with that, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Motion, Mr. Etcher.
Second before Mulder does.
Second by Ms. Roberts. All those in favor, please respond with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Our next meeting is October 28th. Have a good night.
Now I think Travis because
I used to Ames.
without the picture, that's why. I was- But
Yeah.
What brings you out tonight, young man? Good. I'm not